We have
Morning, sir. Welcome.
BGV, sir.
Hi, good morning.
BGV, sir. Good morning. I think you're.
So we are also live on YouTube now. So it's streaming.
Okay, just let me know.
Santosh sir, please make me and Asit sir the host as well, along with Gopal Hosur sir, co-host.
Sir, good morning.
Um,
Gopinath, sir.
Santosh,
Hi,
YouTube.
Gopi, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Hi,
Morning,
Gopi, good
Gopal.
morning.
Welcome.
Morning, Gopal.
Morning, sir. I think Colonel BGV, sir, is not able to.
Santosh, on YouTube now, you need to put the entire screen. Only one person is being seen.
Spotlight has to be removed.
Yeah, spotlight. Remove the spotlight on YouTube.
Gopal, I've come up.
Yes,
Yes, sir. I'm very much. I'm welcoming you. You are not listening to me.
No, I didn't hear you. Anyway.
I think, as usual, squad leader Harsha Gaonkar is yet to join.
I just now spoke to him, he's joining.
I think, as usual, squad leader Harsha Gaonkar is yet to join. I just now spoke to him, he's joining.
So we have all panelists online, Akshay.
Mr. Harsha is not there.
No, sir. We Harsha Gaonkar sir and I think C.D. Namdar sir are yet to join.
Yeah.
Two Ajits.
Santosh, put it all the panelist viewer, gallery view whenever we do that, so that
so
once we do this,
that is every individual settings.
Yeah.
So
Harsha Gaonkar sir has joined.
okay. So shall I start allowing everybody in? I think it's
Yeah, yeah.
just one more minute. Let Inamdar sir join, then we'll allow.
I think a lot of people must be waiting to join. So once Mr. Inamdar joins, we can let everybody in.
Yeah, we still have a minute.
Hi everyone, can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, sure.
Good morning, sir. We can hear you.
You are loud and clear. As usual, that metallic voice is being heard.
Hey Gopi, where are you sitting? I say.
In my plantation.
Chikmagalur.
Not bad. You got good Wi-Fi connection there.
Yeah. It's quite good.
Sir, if Wi-Fi was not good, he would have sacked the telecommunication minister.
I wish. I can only. The telecommunication minister is in the news.
For what?
That they have removed him from the Twitter account and all kind of things.
Okay.
So let's enjoy this. It's like the 1983 winning World Cup team coming back together.
Oh, my. You're very generous.
On my
Inamdar sir, where is he?
I think Santosh start. It's already 10:30 now.
So I'll let everybody in, sir, now.
I think we should start letting people in.
1 minute. Volume has become too high. How is Bhargavi, Gopi?
And Harsha, she's in Bangalore. She was here for a month. She went back. During lockdown, she was here.
Okay.
Yeah. So how things with you?
All fine, yeah. No issues. Oh, Vishu has joined. Good morning, Vishu.
We already have 100+ part.
He was already there. Okay.
Vishu, you should have started, BGV, you should have sat in your veranda. We could have seen your plantation.
I can hear your birds chirping behind you there.
Yeah, that's the
Open
whistling.
there.
That's the whistling thrush. I said, why don't you sit in your veranda? Then we can see your plantation.
Yeah, I do not have those type of laptops and tabs, where I can portably. I sit in front of my PC and quite comfortable. Otherwise, I may get disconnected there.
Okay.
Or you should have, sir, you should have sat in your workshop on the basement.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Sir, Inamdar sir has also joined. We have all the Ajits here.
Where is Ramesh?
Hi.
You can't see me.
Welcome, sir. Good morning.
Hi, Bajaj. Morning. Yeah,
Good morning.
Early morning for him anyway. It's morning.
Good morning.
It's midnight for Bajaj.
Oh, one in the morning?
It is 12,
Well,
little past 12,
Oh, okay. Yeah, 2.5 hours. Right. Okay.
10.5 hours, yeah.
10:30, 11.
Hi, Vijay.
Hello,
Hi.
Gopi.
Hi, Gopi.
Vishu, just a clarification.
Yeah.
Can we chat among ourselves before the others come in?
yeah, you can chat.
My memory tells me when we all joined school, Sriram was made the house captain of Hoysala House. Am I right?
No. He was junior. He was, I think, roll number 2, I think.
He was junior, but still, my memory tells me for a few months he was made the house captain. of Hoysala House.
No. No, it was, Vijay Bajaj was Chalukya and you were Hoysala.
Bajaj, is that right?
I think so, yes.
I'm dreaming. Because somehow my memory told me that Sriram was made the house captain for a short while.
Oh, can't be, because he was in the junior most class with.
I know, but still, I don't know why my memory tells me that.
Oh, he might have been a cricket team captain or something.
No. Cricket team captain he never was. It was my monopoly till I left.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just telling somebody that Harsha was like Rahul Dravid in those days. Except that Harsha was an all-rounder. Rahul Dravid is just a batsman and a wicket keeper.
No. Don't compare me with Rahul Dravid and all. That's far-fetched. Koti Sabre, ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹೇಗಿದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್?
ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ.
ನೈಸ್.
ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾದಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಲೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅದ. ಕೊಟ್ಟಿ
ಲೈಟ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ.
ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಲೈಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಬೆಟರ್.
Guys are joining and they are pushing us.
Hello, Ramesh.
Sir, I would request your attention. We are being joined by hundreds of other Ajits on the call now. everyone has started joining in.
You better
We will
light
begin
better.
shortly, sir. We will begin the conversation shortly.
Oh.
I think more than 500 have registered on the Zoom and maybe a few hundreds on the YouTube.
YouTube is also live stream, is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
See, their names are coming up on the screen. You can watch.
Which
Their
Uday?
hours come up.
Oh, okay.
On the chat box, sir.
That is Uday Kumar Rao, who is from Belgaum.
Not Udinwada. That was called Udinwada, na?
Light better, I think.
No, Tabalchi, no, Tabla master.
ये खिड़की को खोल दो। ये मुझे थोड़ा बहुत तो नहीं
Right Mangalkar. Sanjeev Right Mangalkar.
That's what PNT Maya, is it?
Dr. Timaya.
PNT Maya.
Ian.
Inga.
Uday Shankar.
I'll tell you. Software में थे। It's better, I think.
Putti, you're kind of on the, have to get light on your face. So maybe if you look at the window,
Okay.
we'll be able to see you better.
Okay.
Yes. Then he has to turn his table.
Hello. Here he'll come. Why don't we start? It's already 10:40, right?
Yeah, I think.
Those that can join, they can keep joining.
So I think already 170 participants, I think 166 have joined.
Why internet ಹೋಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ತರ್ತೀನಿ ನೀವು ಬಹಳ
Koti, face the window. Then you will have light on your
Santosh,
face.
we'll get the
So we are ready to begin, sir.
Yeah, I think 171 people have.
Yeah, now Koti has come up.
Thank you. Correct.
Now it's all right.
Correct.
Now it is good.
Already 64 questions have landed, I think, or wishes.
How many total numbers? How many have registered?
Sir?
Sir, how many have registered?
500 on the Zoom. See, all these guys will be slowly joining as usual, no? For any gathering. But then we are going to start not waiting for anyone in the next 1 or 2 minutes.
Yeah, better.
183 it is showing. 186.
Putti, that's much better.
Second connection. Light extension.
Number 1.
Where is CD? Chandrasekhar.
He's there, yeah.
There's no one in your Find My list.
Good morning. Welcome to you all. I now request Akshay Patil to begin with the proceedings.
Thank you so much, sir. A very pleasant morning to one and all, and a warm welcome on this special occasion. Have you ever wondered what it was that made a solitary school in a remote land a force to reckon with? Have you ever pondered on how the Ajit culture that we hold so dear come into being? We all know what the Ajit legacy is, but today we bring to you those very stalwarts who constituted this legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ajit Alumni Association is truly honored to host the very first batch of Ajits today. Great buildings are not built on weak foundations. It is these very men who are the firm bedrock for the thousands of Ajits that pass through the proud portals of Sainik School, Bijapur. I now invite the president of the Ajit Alumni Association, Shri Gopal Hosur sir, to deliver the welcome address and set the context for today's gathering. Sir, over to you.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Good morning to you all. I think the Ajit community today is going to witness a unique program which we are just beginning to start. This program under the aegis of the Ajit Alumni Association, that what we fondly call as AAA, earlier what was known as the Old Boys Association. This program has been curated by a lot of youngsters. Unfortunately, we don't have the secretary of the AAA, Dr. Shashikant Kulgod, because he's caught up on some medical emergency. And he has sent a message requesting to be recused from this program. Dr. Shashikant Kulgod, Asit Kumar Vidyarthi, Santosh Hambad, Santosh Tilgul, Akshay Patil, Umesh Sajnar, Santosh Bablat, and Dr. Kirti Mane. This is a small team that we got together to curate this program, and I'm very happy that so many Ajits have joined this program to have an interface with the legends of the school, the stalwarts of the school. Friends, today we are going to realize the enduring power of interconnecting with generations of Ajits. We have a 64-year legacy, not a small number. And this legacy, through our motto, Ajit Hai or Abhit Hai, binds us together as a great body of extremely dynamic association, and probably one of the best alumni associations among all the Sainik schools of the country. So I am very proud to be its ad hoc president. Indeed, I must tell you that I was chosen as a president about a year and a half back. And I carry that mantle today. And it gives me a great pride and pleasure to welcome the stalwarts and all other Ajits who are joining this program. Just to inform you, I got a message just sometime in the morning and I was reading it. She said, I'm roll number 4835. 4,835 is his roll number. And he says, I would love to see, watch, and hear roll number 35. I think that is Mr. C.D. Inamdar, if I'm right. The roll number 37, yeah. So one thing is for sure, that one of the very, very important aspects of our growing up is the influence that the seniors have on the juniors. This is actually not often adequately recognized. We know that we have been inspired by the school, the teachers, the environment, and so on and so forth. But our seniors have always played a dominant role in influencing us in a very, very informal way. And we are very proud that the first batch of Ajits, the first passing out batch, I must clarify it, the first passing out batch. All of them are here, except I think they began with 11 in their class and finally ended up with 7. And I very fondly call them as the 7 gladiators of Sainik School. A very famous movie that we saw in the school those days. Friends, all of us have taken different paths post our school life. Each man has trod a path to fulfill his dreams. Despite going in different directions to different destinations, the school life still binds us as a great adhesive, and we take a part of the school everywhere that we go. So today, this Sunday morning, we have brought together the first batch, the 7 gladiators. I welcome all the seniors. I would like to say roll number 37, CD Inamdar sir. You don't have to say present.
Hello.
Squad leader, roll number 40, Harsha Gaonkar, squad leader Harsha Gaonkar. Roll number 47, Dr. Vijay Kumar Bajaj. He is sitting there in Chicago, and it is past midnight, but yet he has a great smile on his face and a great radiance. We have Air Commodore V. Ramesh at roll number 48, and 49, Colonel BGV Kumar, BG Vishwanath Kumar. We always called him Vishwanath. Of course, we never called you Vishwanath, we always called you sir. And then we have the great stalwart Captain G.R. Gopinath sitting in his Chikmagalur coffee estate, and we are hearing the chirping of the birds behind you, sir. We also have a great stalwart, Professor M.C. Koti. Should I call you Dr. M.C. Koti or Professor M.C. Koti?
Professor M.C. Koti.
Huh?
Professor M.C. Koti.
Professor M.C. Koti.
Yes.
A great doyen based out of Hubli now, and very gainfully engaged. So I won't like to take much of your time, because I think a lot of younger generation people are eagerly awaiting to see you, hear you speak, and maybe you will have to face some nice questions, some inconvenient questions. So pardon us that we are going to slightly prick you here and there. I must, in lighter vein, also say, despite the pandemic, the COVID pandemic, with all its devastations, has enabled one thing, to virtually meet. And this virtual meeting is far, far bigger today in terms of numbers than any physical meeting held so far. So we have cut across geographies to meet, we have cut across time zones to meet. So I think I just stop it at this, because this is going to be an extremely impromptu, informal get-together. And before I conclude, I would also like to say that the AAA structure that it exists now needs to undergo a great transformation, because the numbers have increased, the diversity has increased. We still need a binding factor right through. So in the last 2 months back, I requested Dr. Ashok Dalwai, a former IAS officer, now heading the Agri department, to doubling farmers' income, very enthusiastic junior to us, to take over the mantle of streamlining and restructuring the AAA. So he has shown a great promise to us. He's going about his job very meticulously and methodically, and the AAA as it exists now will be in control of the whole situation till such time a new structure is evolved and we are able to have the processes more streamlined for the years to come. So once again, all the great stalwarts, here is a great opportunity for all of us. This is the day of celebration. To be honest, this is a day of celebration for each and every one of us. With a great salute, I welcome you all, sirs. Though I know you, each one of you, at a very personal level, very, very personal level. You, your families, and you know me at a very, very personal level. Those things I keep it aside for the moment. I am speaking to you as the AAA president. A warm, hearty welcome to you all. I also welcome all the people who are viewing this program this morning, and I'm sure we will not suffer any technical glitches right through, and we'll have a lot of interactions in between. Unfortunately, most of the viewers will not be able to directly speak because of the bandwidth and other issues. So what we have requested them is to send their questions to the chat box, and Akshay will be handling the rest of the proceedings. Once again, a warm welcome to one and all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gopal Hasur sir. The moment that we are all waiting for so eagerly has finally come. It is now time to listen to the first Ajits. Dear Ajits, before we dig deeper into your school days, I request you all to kindly share briefly on what you did after school and what you are up to in recent years. Maybe we will go roll number wise. So I'll request Shri C.D. Namdar sir to go first.
Just 2-3 minutes.
Hello, hope all of you can hear me well. One small correction I wanted to make with what Gopal said. Actually, what we passed out were 8 people in 67. One, Mr. Pawar, actually expired 2 years back. He is no more. So we are now 7, basically. My background, if you want, is that after passing out, actually last year we appeared for NDA, as everyone, all of us people do. Then I was called for SSB at Mysore, where I went to, but I didn't get selected in that. Then I joined PUC in Dharwad, the university. That was 1 year at that time. Then simultaneously I gave the NDA second chance. Then again I was called for the interview and medical at Bangalore this time. But I could not attend that because that was clashing. The dates were clashing with the IIT entrance exams. So I requested them to, that time there were no phone, telegram, asking them whether they can postpone it. But they could not do so. I could not even appear for the second SSB. So luckily, I did well in IIT and got through. Then I joined IIT Madras in mechanical engineering. That is from 68 to 73. 73, I passed out. Then there was a choice of, that time also I appeared for IIM. There were only 2 at that time. IIM Calcutta and IIM Ahmedabad. IIM Calcutta, I was in the waiting list. I could not get through first time. But that time, parallelly, we had this campus placement where I got into ACC, Associated Cement Companies, and plus 2 others, one at Voltas at Bombay, and there I got offers. But I chose ACC because I wanted to be back somewhere in Karnataka, and that was at Shahabad, where they had a heavy engineering plant which used to manufacture all the cement equipment. So I joined that. Then I did work there for 5 years, and then again reappeared for MBA, IIMs. This time I got through, and I got IIM Calcutta and IIM Bangalore. I joined IIM Bangalore. So from 78 to 80, I did in IIM. I did my specialization in finance and project management. Because of my earlier experience also of 5 years, I got into some private, some public sector, but I had decided to join public sector after that, after seeing 5 years of private sector. One of the reasons I found was that at that time, the companies had not professionalized that much still. Even Tata's is like ACC, this thing company. If you are director or at senior level, it was mostly passes. not really professionally people. So I thought the public sector would be a better choice and more challenging. So I joined, I had NTPC, BHL, BRC, actually we were allowed to have 3 offers. So I decided to join BHL, and I joined BHL Hyderabad. I was there for 21 years, from 80 to 2001. 2001, I was promoted to additional general manager and then transferred to Bombay to head a small unit here. I was there from 2001 to 2006. So then I was transferred to Delhi head office. So there, and I was promoted next year as the general manager. So I worked there for last 6-7 years and retired in 2012. After that, there were offers for extension in BHL and some private job, but I decided not to do. Enough is enough. And I wanted to do things which I could not do when I was in service, like making up reading, visiting places, and attending so many social functions which we could not do earlier. So last year, 8-9 years, I've been leading a happy retired life. I say, okay, retired not from life, but retired from service as such. Luckily, my both children are well settled. One is doctor in USA. He and his wife both are doctors, and in USA. And my younger son, he's BTech and then MBA from IIM Calcutta. And he is also, actually, he's running an e-commerce company. He had started some 3 companies, sold off. Now he is in the process of starting a 4th company. So anyhow, life is going on well. It is nice. It is a real pleasure to interact with all of the younger generation. Actually, many of you younger generations are younger than my children. So it is a great experience. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. The privilege is truly ours. And to speak with the first IITian and the first one to join IIM from Sainik School Bijapur is really a
that
privilege.
Will always happen. It will keep repeating. There will be so many now.
Thank you, sir. And I'm particularly proud because I'm not only your junior from Sainik School Bijapur, but I'm also your junior from IIT Madras. So thank you so much.
I didn't know that.
It is a glorious connection indeed. I will now request Harsha Gaonkar sir to say a few words.
Thank you. Yes, roll number 40 started off in Hoysala House and then ultimately passed out from Vijayanagar. I joined NDA in the 38th course as an Air Force cadet, graduated from National Defense Academy in 1970, did my flying training, basic, intermediate, and those days we used to do 1.5 years of flying training before we were commissioned, and passed out. We should have been graduating in 1971 December, but because of the war, we graduated in January. I joined the transport stream and was posted to Jorat in Assam in those early days. And we used to do all the air maintenance sorties in the vintage Dakota aircraft those days. Did good flying there and then went on to helicopters in 1975, much against my wishes though. Stayed on in helicopters, did about 1,000 hours of flying in helicopters, then came back to transport aircraft because that's where my heart was, and just did some more flying in Assam and in Cochin. Then I was selected to undergo the flying instructors school training in Tambaram. So did my instructor's course, and after that I was posted at Air Force Academy, Hyderabad, to train ab initio pilots. So I did a stint of about 1.5 years there. Then I was posted as an instructor to Transport Training Wing in Yelahanka, Air Force Station Yelahanka. But due to some personal reasons, I left service after that. So I served in the Air Force for about close to 14.5 years, a little more than 14.5. Since then, I've been in business, settled in Bangalore. I'm into farming. I retired and closed my business last year. And right now, looking after my farm, an 8-acre plantation, which I have at Bangalore. I have one son who has done his BCom and is into his own business. That's it. I don't have a long history to narrate.
We'll come back to your history later.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
We'll come back to each one's history later.
Okay.
You were the first Ajit to take to the skies. Thank you so much, sir.
Right.
A lot of us have followed later on, but yours was the first flight. Thank you so much for inspiring several others. I will now invite Dr. Bajaj to come on screen and share his journey.
Good morning, Ajit.
Right.
It is, I wish our children had the exposure that we had at Sainik School, Bijapur, with the sports, the games, the track, the public speaking. All of that gave us so much confidence. I remember going to the Darjeeling mountaineering course, advanced leadership course. These were all, they changed us. I mean, they made us so confident. And so after, and I went and passed the NDA exams, both the written, oral, and the obstacle course, etc. When it came to medical, they said that I was wearing glasses at that time, and it was -3 diopters, and that they would allow only up to -2.5 diopters. So medically, I couldn't join. We asked, my dad asked the brigadier there that, he's passed out from Sainik School. I mean, for 0.5 diopters, why would he not be taken in? And the brigadier told my dad that, sir, we could take him, but they will stop him at the rank of major. So at that time I said, enough. And then went on and joined St. John's Medical College in Bangalore. Took the American boards after finishing there, and then came to US. One of the first interviews that I went to join the residency training program, got in at the first interview, all because of the training from SSBJ. The chief there asked me, you have no experience in the USA. Why should I take you? And I said, well, if everybody tells me that, well, how will I get that experience? He liked that answer, and I was able to join the first hospital that I applied to, and then went on to train for 5 years, and then started my own practice. I practiced cardiology and internal medicine. I remember having, playing racquetball, which is called squash in India, with my colleagues, physician colleagues, and one of them asked my wife when they came home that, what do you feed this Punjabi? He beats the shit out of us. And I think all of this was our training from Sainik School that has stood us well all these years. At the present time, I teach young doctors and medical students, have a faculty position at the university, and enjoy taking care of my patients. I've been here in the USA for 44 years. I've come back, flown back to India, to Bangalore 53 times to take care of my parents, visit with my family, and also meet up with my classmates from both my medical school, St. John's, and from Sainik School, Bijapur. So it's the memories of Sainik School, those camaraderie, the friendship that we've had are great memories, and we will continue to be together, and I'm sure enjoy meeting and talking of those good old days. That's all I have to say. Any further question, I'll be glad to. Yeah.
I'm very sure that all the Ajits who are listening in today and who are watching you today will be inspired that even after several years, your zeal for life and a healthy lifestyle has never gone down, has never slowed you down. So that is something really inspiring. I now request Air Commodore V. Ramesh to share his journey. Sir, please.
Hello, good morning all Ajits. I'm very happy to be amongst you today. While I speak about myself, I want to speak a little about our school, how we were groomed. You might be surprised to hear that the first batch of Mysore district Sainik school students, we appeared for an entrance exam and all of us failed. There was no cadet selected to Sainik school because we were all from Kannada medium school and we didn't know how to answer the entrance exam tests. But yes, we had the grit. So the subsequent repeat entrance exam, we all made it. And I joined Sainik school in 1963 September. Before I speak about myself, I want to share some of my thoughts in the school. So firstly, I'll share some picture from the school. See, just a minute. If you look at this, this was our classroom where all of us did our 9th standard together in our old Sainik school building. So from the class itself, I want to share a few thoughts. How the leadership quality emerged in all of us. You must be seeing one of the panelists, Professor Koti. He was a very strong man. And we had a very not so very clever boy, S.S. Pawar, who is no more amongst us, who used to be with us. I would like to highlight Koti's leadership because Pawar was not very bright and enthused. He used to distribute small pieces of chalk to every one of us and tell us whenever Pawar came to the stage, all of us had to hit it. Poor Pawar, we used to always feel bad. I'm really missing him. He retired as a Subedar Major in the Army Postal Service, and we wish all of you pray for his soul to rest in peace. Second leadership is, I had a student with me, as a 9-year-old Ajit, called Bandu Joshi. I don't know how many of you know. He was a first-time Brahmin cadet entering the Sainik school, and he had a big pigtail. You know, Brahmins have that pigtail. So every chap who used to pass through him, he used to flip his pigtail. And this guy used to be ever crying with me. So since I was the house captain, I had to take him under shelter and protect him through and through, which initiated the leadership quality that was required. And Bandu Joshi even today remembers this, and it was a real incident. The next incident I want to tell you is, how many of you know that I am the only one who was the female lead in all the dramas. I was Kittur Channamma.
Ramesh sir.
We'll come back to.
I think you have to shift to the next.
Yeah. So like this, it was going on. Now a few pictures of our editorial board of the magazine. And next. This is our old school building. Next. This was me when I passed out of Sainik school. Yeah, I passed out and joined the National Defense Academy with the 38th course along with my friend Harsha and Gopinath, and went through the training as usual, and I joined the Air Force. Unfortunately, I could not make the flying branch, and I joined the logistics branch as a pilot officer. Served in the Air Force for almost 37 years. My job was to see that all the aircraft are in the air and all the people are clothed, equipped, and all Air Force stations, whichever I served, were on highest operational readiness. So that I did efficiently, and I was able to reach my branch second topmost as an Air Commodore. And during the last year of my service in the logistics, I shifted to Pawan Hans Helicopter, where I served as a Deputy General Manager. And I kept the Pawan Hans helicopters flying high and brought them lot in revenues. And after that, of course, I retired in 2010 and settled at Mysore. After retirement, I am not doing anything, and I promised my wife that she doesn't have to pack my lunchbox ever. So we are together always in our small house, gardening, cooking, cleaning, sweeping, and going for walks, reading books, and we are together. That is what is most important. I have two daughters. One is a company secretary in Indigene Life System, and the elder daughter is a Bharatanatyam exponent. She performs as well as teaches. She runs online classes, and she is married to an Air Force officer again who is serving at Gandhinagar. That's my small family. I have two granddaughters. One granddaughter is already in symbiosis, and the other one is in 4th grade. That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you
so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I now request Colonel BGV Kumar sir to come online and share his thoughts.
Ajit hai, Abhit hai. I thank Gopal Asur and his dynamic team to have put us on this platform and make us come together. It's a great event. Thank you.
Hey.
Okay, a quick word on Inamdar. He was too brilliant for Defense Forces. Then Bajaj was fit enough for Defense Forces, but unfortunately he couldn't make it because of his eyesight. Koti, of course, was on to education and mathematician and not fit for the armed forces. That's why he went on to a profession of professors. Anyway, these were 7-8 of us, and 4 of us made into the Defense Forces. I put a small note in the 1 or 2 Ajit groups on the pioneer Ajits. So you may find it interesting to read the description of everyone. Okay, I was studying in Ramakrishna Ashram, Mysore, before I joined Sainik School. Want to clarify one point on, it's a misnomer or a misunderstanding in the Ajit fraternity down below, that the seniority comes with the roll number. In our case, on I think 13 September 63, the lowest class was recruited first. R.G. Kulkarni was roll number 1. I think 2 was Sriram Sundaram, 3 was Mohandas Shetty, and so on. And then when it came to our class, we were the last to be recruited. So that's why we got the roll numbers of some 37 to 55 or something. So that's a clarification which probably a lot of Ajits down below won't know. Okay, then we went into that Vijaya College complex, quadrangle, where one side was Chalukya, another side was Hoysala, and the entrance area was restricted to MI room and some administrative rooms. And we had excellent teachers, helpers in the house, very loving, very caring, and we probably all these our teachers and these helpers in the administrative staff in the school replaced our parents in that school, and we were all very, very young and energetic, everything new to us, starting from learning English and then getting on. And we had great teachers like Mr. Matthias, G.D. Kale, Subbanachar, a number of them, and all of them were excellent. They guided us, and because of their foundation which they put us on, and the pedestal which they put us on, we went on to become what we are today. Anyway, it was an experience by itself in the old campus. The new campus, which everyone knows, And you may not know that we went on to Shramadan over there and put the initial bricks over there and got on to some sort of a semantics of construction of the new complex.
Oh, you made us to do the Shramadan.
I must have been rolling around with a stick over there. Anyway, it was a great stepping stone for us. And then another point which probably one more set of Ajits must have got along in their journey is that since we were the pioneers, we went on from 8th standard to 9th, 10th. So we were the senior most always. That's how we held the appointments of school captains and house captains throughout for about 3 to 4 years, which was not the case lower below. Probably when they changed over from 10+2, those cadets might have held those positions for the 2 years or more. But then we were the first in everything because we were the eldest and we were the pioneers. So there's nothing much great about being the first in everything because we were the eldest and the pioneers. So from then on, 3 of us went into the defense forces. Harsha, Ramesh, Gopi and myself. Harsha, Ramesh and Gopi got on to 38th NDA course. I was rejected with Vijay Bajaj saying that I have defective eyes. Probably he passed it on to me. So I could join the 38th course. So in the next SSB I got through and then passed through the medical and went on to 39th course. I remember Bajaj in that eye test area where both of us were rejected with some substandard vision and a lot of some lady MO was there who rejected us. That was in Bangalore. Went on to NDA, had a great time and into IMA and joined the parachute regiment and got into the 71 war. I went into a place called Rampur Hut, which was an abandoned airfield of the Second World War, where my unit was training the Mukti Bahini. So we were training them in handling the weapons and various field crafts over there. That was for a very short time for me because I joined the unit on 24th of November, and on the 4th December the war started. We moved on to Barakpur and then into Bangladesh. And that was the first time I saw the realities of war. Till then it was only training and fun. In NDA and IMA, we used to roam around with the weapons and do charging and Dawakar and all those semantics which were actually a game. Then I realized when I saw the dead bodies around there that this is actual. And we passed through lines and lines of dead bodies lying on the road of the atrocities of the East Pakistan Army. And then we got into a small skirmish of a battalion. We lost our commanding officer and 2 young officers there in that battle. And within about 2 to 3 days after that, we were pulled out from there, brought to the Dum Dum airport. And as a part of the para brigade, we were flown into the Western sector. So that was the war experience. If someone wants to know more about the war, I can talk to you later on if there is any time for it. Now I'll get on with my progress as the battalion. I was there in 7 Para. We came into Mathura and then we were immediately shifted to Agra to look after the prisoners of war of Pakistan. There were about 2,000 prisoners which we were looking after in Agra, and that was an experience by itself. Then I went on to do my para course and lived in the unit for the next probably 20 years. I had a posting somewhere else in Kashmir. I served a little bit in high altitude warfare in Gulmarg, Then came down to Defence Services Staff College in Wellington for a year. Back to the unit, served in Sikkim as a General Staff Officer, Operations 2 in 17 Mountain Deer, which was the division which Sam Manekshaw also had served during his Second World War tenure, and came back to Agra and then took premature retirement from the army because there were some problems with the land back in Coorg. So they wanted me to come back, and the family wanted me to establish army rule in Coorg in our estate. So I did that successfully and now settled down. I have a daughter, married, a granddaughter who is about 8 years old. And for the last almost 20 years now, I'm settled in Coorg on a coffee estate. Some of the Ajits have visited us. And one of the batches of about 20 odd Ajits came in a bus also once upon a time. And a number of Ajits who have been passing through have been coming here. And I request all the other Ajits who come to Coorg just to get in touch with me, spend some time, or I will come and spend some time wherever they are. And that's it. Anything more? We'll get on to the question and answer sections later on.
I think there is some a good amount of interest that has been built up around the dance that you made a couple of years ago, but we will come to that later. We will come to that later. But for now, I request Captain Gopinath to share a few words on his journey from the school and after the school. Sir, I'll request you to kindly unmute, sir.
Unmute. Not it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can. Sir, we can hear you now. Please speak, sir.
No, it's again unmuted.
So you muted again, sir.
Sir, you have muted again. Please unmute yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go ahead. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thanks, friends. I won't dwell much on the school because all my colleagues have spoken, my other batchmates. But as Gopal said very eloquently that we all carry the school with us, and in many cases, your family influence and school and college and army or whichever profession you're in. But probably in our case, we carry the school more in us than any other later part of our life. So I would like to just skip that portion. I've also written a big chapter of it on the school in my book, Simply Fly. I passed out of the IMA after NDA in June, and our course was cut short, and we went to Bangladesh in October, little before the official war was declared. And after the war, I was posted in various parts like Sikkim and Bhutan and Kashmir and Rajasthan. And finally, after 8 years, I took a premature release, and I was a little restless. Had a great time in the army, one of the best times. Still, I cherish it. And I came to my village to do farming, and I took to farming. And for about 10 years, I was living in a small place. I was living in a tent initially, and then I moved into a small cottage. And like all farmers, got into debt and got out of debt, and was doing various things. And I had a dairy farm, I had a poultry farm, I had silkworm farming, I had a Udupi hotel, and I had a motorcycle dealership. I got into irrigation business. My friend Harsha and we traveled on that journey together. We were partners in that business for some time. And That was a great experience. I was very disorganized. I was chaotic. It was very, very organized, very, very proper, systematic, very precise, and I learned a lot. And each of my businesses they learned, and each failure was a stepping stone to success. And later I moved to Bangalore to put my children to school because there was a remote village I was living in. And when I came to Bangalore, I was in touch with two of my 38th NDA Army colleagues, two helicopter pilots. And one of them was looking for a job when I used to come to the RSI for playing squash. And the topic was that why was he not getting a job? And it turned out that there were hardly any helicopters in the private sector. There was only one helicopter in Bangalore. That was Malyas, which is an old, very old, the Chetak helicopter. There's one in the state government. Otherwise, in the entire South India, there were no helicopters. So he and I, along with another colleague who was also from 38th NDA, I was the entrepreneur amongst them, and I've done various things, rising and falling and rising and falling again, and rising each time. And I set up the helicopter company first, called Deccan. Then it was crazy because in those days, to start a company, which was a capital intensive company, from people who had no capital, one was an ex-army officer, I was an ex-army officer, farmer, with just about 5 lakhs each. We did the impossible, in the sense that we dreamed a dream. And as Walt Disney said, if you can dream it, you can do it. I'm telling this largely to the young people, because as someone said, there's roll number 4,500 and onwards now. And as Iram Das said, many of them are younger to our children. So we embarked on something which was unimaginable with meager resources. But I think if you have ideas and if you have energy, that is more important than capital. It was true then, it is true today, it is true tomorrow. That combined with that, if you have courage and ability to take risks and believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, things fall in place, and that's exactly what happened. We hardly put 5 lakhs each, Captain Sam and I, my colleague, and rest of the money came in by venture capitalists. So we started Deccan helicopters. We had about 20 helicopters and planes at the end of about 6 years across 7 cities in India. The company is still there. And then, of course, I started Air Deccan, the airline. And there was again a new idea where I thought, India needs to get into a space of aviation and make it affordable to common people, because only 1% of India was traveling in those days. And this idea came to me when I was in the US, when I was on a Southwest Airlines flight. There was a guy, big guy, beefy guy, eating a burger next to me, and I asked him what he was doing, and he said he was a carpenter. So this idea came to me that I was already in aviation by the time we were established with the helicopter company, and I said, why can't in India carpenters and masons travel? And so that's how this idea came, and I came back and decided to set up an airline. And again, the airline, all the funding came from venture capitalists, and of course, then things went not as good because too many airlines came. Oil prices from $20 went to $150, and I merged the company with Kingfisher of Malia. I didn't sell it. I merged it. He invested about 1,000 crores into our company. And of course, later on, when he took over the company, things went bad. After that, I started another cargo company, the first air cargo company. It was little, I think, ahead of time. We made some mistakes that didn't last. And so each time it has been a roller coaster ride, and each time it has been a learning from the previous failures. And now we have the helicopters and business jets company, which I'm not managing. I'm retired from the business. I'm the chairman of the company, but honorary chairman. I have CEOs there and CFOs who are running it. I've spent mostly my time writing and in my farm and in my plantation here. And that's it. And but everything that I think I achieved is not an exaggeration to say it was because of the school beginnings, where some teachers, especially like Matthias and Kale and others, they inspired us. We were all from village. We could make out that there was so much of diffidence in us. So teachers like Matthias, made men out of us and shaped us, and that has really stood us in good stead. And a lot of school youngsters write to me privately whenever they're in trouble or they need guidance and things like that. I basically tell them that the old formula is work hard. There's no short way to success. Believe in yourself, dream big, and combine it with adventure. And we have, although we are the first batch, there are so many youngsters who have excelled us. As BGV said, we are first batch only because of our age, but otherwise there is Gopal Hosur or Ashok, many other people who are doing extremely well, and very proud to see all of them. And I can't have asked for a better life or a better school, and made a lot of mistakes, but no regrets. And we had to be optimistic. But now in the last 2 years, it's taken a heavy toll on many people, because a lot of people are meeting me, writing to me, because their businesses have taken a hit. The coronavirus has completely laid waste and ravaged the lives and businesses. But I think people have to be strong, have to be courageous. Nothing lasts forever. Have to be optimistic and continue to be courageous to face the future. And thank you very much. And I think we have to be really grateful to Gopal Hosur, one of the finest, not only finest police officers, a man with a generosity of heart and a spirit which is so embracing. And I don't think there's anybody in the school who has not been touched by him and his magnanimity. So thank you so much, and thanks for making this happen.
Sir, I'll come back to your mischiefs later.
Thank you so much, sir. Your journey has been an inspiration for several Ajits, and in fact, I'm proud to share that we have an active Ajit Entrepreneurs Forum made up of several Ajit entrepreneurs. So thank you so much, sir. I'm also happy to share that our senior master, Sri G.D. Kale sir, is also in attendance. He is also viewing the program, and he sends his regards to all the Ajits of the first batch. Moving on, I now request the first Ajit to pick up a career in academics, Professor M.C. Koti sir, to come online and share his journey.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to speak very few words about peace concern. I was born in a very small village of 2,000 population. My father was a teacher. I was studying in Kannada medium. I joined Science School Bijapur. All my friends were very great. They have achieved a lot of things. Yeah, in Science School, we are from Kannada medium to English medium. I switched there. 3 years I stayed in Science School Bijapur. All my friends gave me a lot of energy. My roommate was Vishwanath was there. He also inspired me a lot in my life is concerned. Of course, I improved myself. Then I passed NDA exam, but I did not get through in the interview there. Then I joined Karnataka College for PUC. I completed my MSc with the distinction marks. I was hard worker basically. I passed the distinction marks with 72%. Then one prestigious society, Kiri Society, is there in the northern part of Karnataka. I joined PC Jamin College. I taught nearly 32 years as a lecturer there. I was taking tuitions also. More than 80,000 students I have taught them. Now at present, I am the director of one sugar factory, Sri Progninga Sugar Works Chemicals Limited, daily 12,000 tons crushing and 1,40,000 tons ethanol production and power generation 63 megawatt. I am the director of the sugar factory. Now also we have started one bank, Sawar Sugar, Prolingeshwar Sawar Bank is a very big bank. In Karnataka, more than 10,000 Sawar banks are there. Ours is one of the top 10 banks there. We got 350 crores per deposit. Yearly, 8,000 crores business turnover is there. It's a very big bank. I am the director of that one. Now I am into, I came empty to Hubli place. Gopal Hosur and all we met earlier there. All were, C.D. Namdar was very neighboring. He was in Dharwad. He was also very interesting person, very wise person. Now, when I came to Hubli, I had nothing. I took nearly 35 acres of land, and about in 17 years, I have planted 11 acres of cashew plants, 6 acres of mango plants, 18 acres I am planting now, bamboo plantation we are doing. Like that, all the time I am active person in sugar factory, I am there, bank is there, also I am in farming is there. My wife is also a professor. I have got one son and also one daughter. Daughter is in Bangalore. We are a well-settled family is concerned, and I'm a happy person. I'm very thankful to all my friends who inspired me in Science School Bijapur, and especially Gopal Hosur. Now, because he has arranged such a nice Zoom meeting, which I have must thank him, because we could not see all persons. And even now also I'm consulting Vijay Bajaj for my health. Some problems are there. He helps you a lot. And I am thankful to all my friends and all the youngsters also. No, only I tell, I came from a very village area, but I achieved something. I'm happy. Now also I'm an active person as far as life is concerned. So thank you once more.
Sir, I'm going to chase you hereafter.
Yes.
Because I am also an independent director for a large sugar group.
Yes.
Based out of Mumbai and in UP.
Yes.
So I think I'll, since I am also unpad in that field, I'd like to take some tutorial from you.
Yes.
You're known for giving tutorials.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So thank you so much for sharing your life's journey. I recollect the first time I spoke with you in this regard in arranging this event. You were still in the farm. You were working on the farm, and you mentioned that you would have to come back home to get a network. So your energy is truly inspiring, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Akshay, can we play the school song before we go to the questions?
Sure, sir. Sure.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Santosh, if you can organize that so that people reorganize themselves and get ready.
Thank you so much. The conversation so far has been really inspiring, and we are looking forward to an energetic conversation going ahead. But before we move on, I would like to share that Mrs. Betty Francis, daughter of our first quartermaster, Mr. Matthews, is also online, and she sends her regards to all the Ajits. So Going forward, my first question is to our first school captain, Colonel BGB Kumar. So please tell us what it was like to be the school captain. When the presidents, late Dr. Zakir Hussain and VV Giri visited the school, what was it like to lead your fellow cadets? Would you say you were a strict leader? And also do share about some of the punishments that you handed out to the other cadets.
Okay, regarding the strictness, you'll have to ask the juniors, and I won't be able to speak about it. And
I'll speak about it.
and probably in majority of the time, I believed right from the school time that one needs to demonstrate anger and not really get angry with your, schoolmates, juniors, seniors, or colleagues. You have to demonstrate anger. So majority of the time when if they found me very strict, then that's probably I was acting or demonstrating. So that is one. And that whole atmosphere, it was the first time I was given an appointment. Otherwise, probably in Ramakrishna Vidyashala, I was a monitor once in the class, and nothing much we did that as an appointment. But it was quite a challenging thing, and there were people like Mr. G.D. Kale, John Matthias. They were there to lead us, guide us. And the appointments who were there, like me and Bajaj, Harsha, we were all the first house and school captains. So they were there to guide us throughout as to how to collect these cadets around, how to talk to them, how to conduct an assembly. And there were great people like Headmasters Harcharan Singh earlier, Captain Joseph, Joseph's father. These are the people who guided us and made us what we were actually. There's nothing much we did as captains.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I now request Captain Gopinath sir to come online. Sir, reading Simplify or watching Surarai Potro tells us that the roots of some of the strongest plants can be found even in the crevices of rocks and ruins. And the impossible does seem possible after all. I have two questions for you. If you were given the superpower, what impossible would you want to make possible? And the second question is, if given a chance to be back in school as a cadet, what is that one rule that you would wish to break again?
Yeah, I think if it is, if you had the power that we talk of that one could have, the impossible thing that is that, to remove the poverty and malnutrition and the injustice that that man has perpetrated on man, which I think in India today, as you see, anybody who's walking around, though we have made a lot of progress, there's huge poverty, huge inequality, huge caste differences, social harmony is not there. I think if we can create a happy society, a society where the differences are reduced, differences will always be there. I think that would be one worthy challenge to make it impossible possible. We have to move in that direction. And as far as the school was concerned, I always, coming from the village school and also by my temperament, I resented the school discipline, because I was little, I was laid back and I was not used to its regimentation. Probably some changes can take place there in terms of, though it's supposed to be a Sainik school, in terms of discipline. But I feel maybe some changes can happen there to bring about creativity amongst the kids.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very noble thought indeed. I now have a question for Shri C.D. Inamdar, sir. Sir, right now there are 6 houses at Sainik School, Bijapur. And earlier we know that it started with just 2, Chalukya and Hoysala, and then the other houses were brought in, and each has their own glorious traditions. The spirit of competition among the houses continues even as alumni. as the first batch, what were your feelings when this small group of friends were divided into different houses? And what were some of the traditions that you began in your own house?
Actually, although the houses were divided, the numbers were quite small that way. So we used to interact a lot. And one thing is, because of this division of the houses, the competitive spirit that developed. And then that sportsmanship, this one developing, that was very good for dividing into the houses, this thing. And actually, it started with first two houses, Chalukya and Hoysala, then two more houses were added, Adilchai and then I think later others have been added. Then what was your other question?
So what were some of the unique traditions or customs that you initiated in the house as a house tradition?
As a house captain, I wouldn't say anything very special because most of the things were set into the routine. Only thing is, weekly there used to be session, not weekly, actually monthly. We could buy some of the things which were there. So there I had said what could be bought, what should be this thing items. So there I tried to do some improvements. These are the this thing. There's nothing major as such to be told about it.
Yes, sir. Sir, I think that tradition is still alive to this day, where the house captain or the appointment holders of the house decide on what are those items that can be brought for the rest of the house, either from the CST canteen or otherwise.
That used to be earlier once in a month. I don't know now how the.
It is, sir. It still continues to be once in a month.
Once in a
canteen
month.
demand, it is called these days. Yeah. Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So my next question is to Professor Koti. Sir, coming from a humble background, you have now grown up to achieve so many things in life. And I think this is true of several of Ajits who come from similar humble backgrounds in the North Karnataka region. If there is one advice that you would want to give to the younger Ajits who are just beginning their career paths, what would it be?
Only I can tell they must be focused all the time, do always good. Never do bad things, but be focused and have the goal and try to reach it. Only I can tell so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. My next question is to Span leader Harsha Gaonkar, sir. Sir, anything that you did, anywhere that you went, always became the first because you are the first batch. And all of us, the rest of us, the others, could only trace and follow in your footsteps. You were the first Ajit to join the NDA. And as a young cadet, how was your reaction to this? We would like to know, sir.
Yes, we were fortunate to be the first batch, and maybe we were privileged. And what I also want to tell in school, being the first batch and having to take responsibility, we were also very young. Maybe some of us were just around 12, 13 years when we joined 8th standard. But since we had to take care of the others, we never felt homesick because we are not privileged to feel homesick because we had so many other youngsters who used to cry and we had to console them and lead them. So that was a privileged position we were in school. And when we joined the National Defense Academy, it was not much of a change, though of course the major change was in school we were all the time we were bossing around. But in the NDA when we joined, most of the people who are watching the show know that when you go and join NDA as a first termer, how it feels like and what kind of punishments and hardening and roughening takes place there. So that is a little bit of a change when you go from a school when you're always a senior. Maybe the present generation may not feel it because they also go through the junior classes and then graduate. So that was one change. But otherwise, we were well groomed. I think that's a major advantage all Sainik School students have, that you are already on that path. So unlike some of our colleagues who came directly from city streets, like other schools, and were not having any kind of a military training or, Sainik School kind of a training, they might have found it a little tough. But for us, it was really not too bad, except that initial grinding that takes place in the first term. It was not too bad. It was smooth sailing.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, simultaneously, there are several questions pouring in on the chat box. I'll definitely pick up a couple of them. I'm seeing one right now. The Ajit sir asking, was yours the first batch where the dreaded red card system was introduced? If I have to share about that in brief, the system is that anybody who does not speak in English is awarded the red card, and he has to watch out for others who are speaking in a non-English language, and it passes on. And at the end of the day, all those roll numbers which are on the red card are punished for not speaking in English. Did you have such a system?
No, never. We never had any such system. Maximum admonition is to get us from Matthias. Says, "I bloody Hali Gowda." That is all, and then we had to switch on to English. And the majority of the time we used to carry on in Kannada.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I now call upon Dr. Bajaj, the first doctor among Ajits. Sir, what are some of those intangible things, such as a routine nap or a certain way of dressing up, which you learned and followed as a cadet, that have remained with you to this day? Dr. Bajaj, sir, if you're online.
Yes, to unmute.
Sainik School has brought a lot of discipline in my life. I remember being at one time a house captain, and we used to, when the bugle would blow in the morning, we would have to run up and hoist the flag. And at that time, we were teenagers. We would learn a lot. Sometimes run in our pajamas to do that. But since then, since having gone through Sainik School, it has brought a lot of discipline, where we, with my children, and now of course they are grown up. I have 3 kids. They would throw things on the floor or their clothes, and we would tell them this is not the way it is done. So Sainik School did bring a lot of discipline into our lives, and I just cherish the days that I've spent my time at Sainik School, Bijapur.
Thank you, sir. So there are also comments pouring in on the chat box. What is the advice that you would give, or what are some of those pointers that you would give to the younger lot who are trying to pursue their medicine study at USA?
So, during my time, it was there was a shortage of physicians in the US, and so I left in '71, and I came in with a green card. After a couple of years later, they had doubled their admissions into their own medical schools, so that they were not giving green cards anymore. But I think at the present time, I see with the coronavirus, a lot of physicians are giving up practices and retiring, and I think there will be a shortage of physicians. I had to go to Kuala Lumpur to give my ECFMG examination to pass the American boards, and I don't know if that is still held in India. But I think if we from St. John's would get together as 4 to 5 groups, and then study the textbook of Harrison, we would study it from page to page. So the most important thing is to get good, very good marks, and I think that if you do that and then you pass your boards, when you come over here, at the present time, I don't think immigration is available, but I think it will change. You may have to work for some time in an area where there's a need or a shortage of physicians, so you can continue to work over here, unless of course you're married to somebody that has a green card, or and then you get citizenship. But I think it's going to change. I think that there is going to be a physician shortage, and if you continue to be focused and get good scores in your American board exams, you should do very well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I'll be happy to share with you that there is also an active Ajit's Doctors Forum, wherein all the doctors who are studying as well as practicing are in a group. We would definitely love to have your advice and guidance in that group. Thank you so much, sir. My next question is to Air Commodore V. Ramesh. Sir, you were the first recipient of the Best All-Rounder Cadet Award at school. I would like to ask you, what is the first rule that you were told to obey when you joined school, if you remember that? Some of the first rules that you had to obey.
Yeah, be meticulous, punctual, listen to your elders, listen to your teachers, and work hard. And yeah, that's what has carried me through my life. And it has been a pleasure that being disciplined and working hard will carry you at spaces. And I would like to share with you that our school first time appeared for SSLC exam of Karnataka State. And I'm happy to tell you the teaching at school was so excellent that I was the lucky one to get the state prize for the merit in science subjects. So it is the school which has laid the basic culture in all of us. And I think it's continuing, and you all will grow to be the best citizens of the country. And my best wishes to everybody that carry on this legacy and be the best in whatever you do. You must be number one in whichever field you go. That is the main criteria.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So the conversation has been very enthusing so far, and there are several questions pouring in. I'll pick up a few from there. But right now, I would like to come back to the point that I had brought in earlier. A couple of years ago, a dance at the biennial AAA meet in Bangalore became extremely popular. This dance was performed by a very young Ajit, none other than our own Colonel BGV Kumar sir. Sir, what was the secret behind the spring in your step that night? Several of us are eager to know. Please share.
Yeah, but before BGV sir says about the dance, which has been picturized well, you should also know who was dancing with him. That is important. And number two, for the information of all of you, BGV sir remains to be absolutely fit even today. He can balance a glass of whiskey on his forehead, sit down, lie down, sit up, get up without a drop of the whiskey falling out of that glass. Probably very few people know this. I have been a witness to it in one of the messes where he performed that feat. So now over to you, sir. BGV sir, your dance steps.
I think sir has, I think he accidentally dropped from the call,
Yeah.
but we will wait for him to come back. Until the time, we will go forward. There is a question from roll number 104, Ajit Sanjeev Baitmangal sir. It is quite elaborate. I'll read it to you on behalf. The question to the 7 gladiators. When the school started, the first academic year batches of 124 students spread over classes 5 to 8 standard came from different places and backgrounds. You were in 8th standard and the school's first and senior most batch. Leadership roles and responsibility were thrust on you to lead the rest of us. You were expected to set an example and be our role models. You were strict yet compassionate, sticklers for discipline yet affectionate. Nothing you did was visibly wrong ever. And with no previous experience, you did all that so well, adapted so quickly, and boy, did we idolize you. You haven't lost that magic even today. Half of you joined the academy. By the way, in percentage terms, that's still a record in the school. You gave us the first para commando. You joined the army or flew in the air force. You were called up to liberate Bangladesh. Some of you should have won 4 stars. When either the SSB or medical disrupted your journey, you became shining civilian examples. The first IIT IIM combo, as a math genius. You are acclaimed as the best math teacher. Your glory goes beyond our shores, being recognized as one of the best and among the most awarded doctors in the United States. Your entrepreneurial capabilities and maverick qualities have set benchmarks to emulate. You rewrote the Indian aviation history, and your name deserves only to be beside J.R.D. Tata for what you gave this nation. You have all done us so proud, and we are so grateful. Abound with so many great qualities of character and leadership, humility did not escape you. When we celebrated our Golden Jubilee, you were the batch to also be celebrated along with the school. In spite of prompting, it did not happen. You let it be without a grudge or comment. Being selfless, you ignored the deliberate omission, and in silence, in almost a regal style. You are revered for so many great values, qualities, and attitude. The question to you is, when, where, and how did you imbibe all these great qualities? And I'm still trying to learn, unquote. This is a question from Sanjeev Baitmangalkar, sir. This is open to all the Ajits. Sir, if you would want to respond.
Yes, Sanjeev, of course, is not only very well qualified in his academics and management, but he's also a great observer of small things. What I would really like to say, that's my own personal take on this, is it was not that, it was something, because we're too young at that stage to look at life like what he's looking at it right now. It was just that maybe we are a very small crowd and very homogeneous crowd. And at that age, I think friendship is more prevalent than, seniority. Though maybe Sanjeev and all were 2 years junior to us, but we didn't feel that they were juniors. So it was almost like, we are all part of the same team. So we are like colleagues. And that spirit has carried on even after, leaving school. And that's the main thing. So any compassion, anything that we show, or even now we have a great bonding, is because we were all like one team. It was hardly a question of junior and senior. And yes, maybe talking of my other batchmates, we all very level-headed. None of us were, inclined to great mischief. And maybe we should thank our late principal, Air Commodore K.D. Singh, who was a very strict disciplinarian. I personally even now feel that he was far too strict, at that stage in our life. We should have been allowed to relax a little more. But I have also spoken about this earlier. But that had its own strong points. So I think that all this helped us. And yes, luckily for us, each one has gone on to do what he does best in his own field. And that's about it. That sums up everything. And yes, we organized a good get-together for all of you to know this, that, when the school Golden Jubilee took place in 2013, we organized it in Mysore. Of course, we were a little selfish, or maybe we couldn't help it because we couldn't call the entire old boys, but we called all those people who were in school at the same time in the first lot. That is, I think we took in up to roll number 124.
There was an exception, sir. 177 was also a special invite.
177 was an exception, but he didn't make it. Otherwise, yes, a few exceptions were there, but otherwise we only had it till 124, and it was a great get-together. I think we all loved it because most of them made it, and we spent 2 nights, and I think it was excellent. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have some other questions lined up. These are open to all. Anyone can answer. The first question is, which dish did you love the most from the cadets mess, and what were some of the popular snacks during your time at school? Anyone and everyone could answer, sir. Yes.
Saturday was the day we looked forward to because it was movies in the evening, followed by more of a snack kind of a meal, and what in Kannada was called Obbattu was called in school as Poran Puri. So people look forward to it. Though now to think of it, I don't know what's so great about it, but it was something we look forward to it. And also, I think Saturday we used to have breakfast where instead of the normal porridge of oats and dalia, we used to get cornflakes. So that was something which we all look forward to. And considering the school, I think people would like to know our daily budget for messing was 2 rupees 50 paise. And come to think of it, at that 2 rupees 50 paise, we used to have fairly a good meal. I still remember the ginger pudding, which I even now crave for, but I don't know, I've never eaten that afterwards. It was a ginger cake with sugar syrup. So these are some of the things. Of course, there's a good Tamilian cook. I can't recollect his name. But we also had a mess matron who took great interest in seeing that,
No, I was waiting for you to speak about matrons.
Yeah.
One of you speak about the matrons of the school.
Matrons.
Who groomed us quite a bit, I must say. The house matrons were the ones who groomed us of the classroom and of the parade and PT.
Yes, we had one Mrs. Bandal. I don't know how, she was there for a short while, I think. I don't know if I get her name right. Am I right? Her name was Bandal, right? Anybody else? Her name was...
Gopi should be knowing it.
Mrs. Bandal. Of course, she was there for a short while, but she was quite a dynamic woman and was a little boisterous.
There was also an Anglo-Indian lady, sir. There was also an Anglo-Indian lady.
No, she was an elderly lady. I can't get her name. She was the mess matron. She was not looking after the boys, cadets. She was looking after the mess. She was an elderly Anglo-Indian lady. I can't get her name really. Of course, the most popular and long-serving matron was Mrs. Ghosh. She was there for a long time.
I think the name you're looking for is Mrs. Samuel. One of the panelists has answered.
Mrs.
Was it Mrs. Samuel?
No. Mm-hmm.
No, she used to be very friendly with Mr. Swaras, who was our teacher. That I remember.
Hey, no. She was pretty old. And she left by the time Swaras came. I think she had left also.
Okay, I think Akshay, you can go ahead.
Yes. And also, I'm going to tell you, Swaras.
Gopal, you were doing intelligence work even then.
And of course, Swaras was quite, we used to have before the meal, we used to say,
for what we are about to receive.
So he used to say, for what we are about to receive, we thank thee, O Lord. He used to say, God be praised for our stomachs are raised after the meal. That was all Swaras's saying. God give us plenty for our stomachs are empty.
The tradition continues to this day, sir.
Grace said by Swaras, yes.
We also looked forward to that occasional visit to the grape vineyards where we would eat those Bijapur big seedless grapes. Yeah, we wish we would have done that more often, but those were a treat.
Sir, now you have replaced them with the liquids.
Sir, you have spoken about your favorite dishes. What is that dish which you all hated the most from the mess menu?
I don't know. Why didn't somebody else take up that question?
At that particular time, you didn't hate anything. You will eat whatever was on the table.
Actually,
True, sir,
you are so tired at the end of the day, doing all your physical activities. Whatever is placed on the table, it was devoured.
Yeah, I don't know, Akshay. I think I can intervene here with that dish.
Yes, sir.
It used to be called the American hodgepodge. I don't know whether the first batch ever had it. I think it was an American hodgepodge used to be the thing which we used to detest the most, because I think it was made out of that PL 480 wheat.
No, we didn't have that.
Although you cannot say it is a dish, but somehow I never used to like the milk they used to give in between periods. So I used to give it to one of those younger these Haryanvis or Punjabis who used to drink any glass of milk. They used to pass it on to them.
I think we are now nearing 12:10.
Yes, sir.
In the next 5-7 minutes, I think, because I think everybody would love to enjoy their Sunday.
Sure, sir. Sure. Couple of questions more. Sir, this is again to everyone. Do you remember any movies which were screened at school during your time? And would you say you ever bunked classes to laze around in the dorms or even visit the city secretly?
Yeah, I remember the movie Bandini was one of the movies which was shown at that time. I think Bhutan was there in that. So that was one of the movies because that time we used to have on the 35mm screen.
No, 8mm screen. 8mm
8mm
screen.
is it? Not the
Yes.
small screen we used to have at sea movies.
That used to be hired from the town, and we used to have that screening on Saturday evenings. That was an 8mm screen, very small screen. Of course, some English movies are also screened. I remember even those days also actors like Rock Hudson and all being there.
And the person who would screen the movie was called Jamdar, if I remember right. And whenever we would ask him, which is the movie this weekend, he would say Jabe. So we used to keep circulating that Jabe is going to be the movie this weekend.
I think there was never a question of bunking class or going to the city. That wasn't ever allowed, at least during our time.
There was no city at all. Bijapur was a deserted place. There was nothing to go outside and see.
And then no conveyance, and it was too far.
Yeah.
Right,
Akshay,
sir. Right, sir.
Akshay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So what about the punishments? Would you say there was any one punishment which was very dreaded?
I think kneeling on the gravel was the most dreaded punishment. Standing up on the chair during the evening sessions, if somebody was naughty, was not so bad, but kneeling was the most dreaded punishment, I think.
But let me correct you. The punishment was only given by us. We hardly did anything ourselves because we were a senior class. We were never punished. And even the teachers gave us respect for that because we were appointments, most of us. So naturally, we couldn't be punished. So we got away from that.
One thing I always dreaded the most was to go near MC Koti sir, because his hands were so long. There used to be something called cracking the head, and he was a master in cracking the heads of juniors. So we always feared and roamed away from him.
Yes, sir. So the people would also want to know about. This is because in the city, the way it is today, students or cadets of Sainik School Bijapur always stand out because of their haircut. They would like to know what was the haircut style during your time.
Maybe we used to have the same haircut what they have now, but we were not worried about the style for simple reason. We never went out anywhere, so we were not exposed to anyone. So I think it didn't matter what kind of a haircut we had.
And also you didn't have any, I think, girl day scholars during your time.
No, we had Veena Joseph was there for a short while because Major Joseph left after that. That's it.
You didn't force Major Joseph to stay back.
Oh, let me tell you, Major Joseph was greatly loved. He was not like a teacher at all. He was more of a friend. So we loved his classes. He used to take a class and he used to talk. And Major Joseph, of course, I associated with him long after he left school and even after my retirement. So he was a very friendly person, greatly loved by all the students. And he never acted like a headmaster. He even carried some of us like children and told us great stories in the class. And we almost wept when he was transferred so soon. Hardly a couple of months, the school was functioning and he was posted out. So we felt very bad because he was greatly loved in school.
So for the panelists today, I must tell you that Veena has gone on to US. She is a doctor. She is still pretty and charming. Yes. I meet her whenever I meet Vinod Joseph in Bangalore, if she is here.
I hope you are not mixing up his other sister, Vinita.
No, Vinita is other one. Veena and Vinita.
The younger one. Yeah.
Nice. So I think now that we are at 15 minutes past 12, maybe this would be the last question to you. this is on a very a slightly solemn note. There are going to be 100 more Sainik schools that might come in. As somebody who has been there in a Sainik school right from the beginning and has seen its progress over the years, what are your thoughts on it? Is something that our other Ajits would love to hear.
My thought on it is that this is excellent, more the merrier, because what these teenagers, what we went through with these mountaineering courses and advanced leadership courses, and all that the schools, Sainik schools, they provided the best. We had Balbir Singh come and help teach us hockey and football and all of that. Teenagers these days, they're just with computers and playing games, etc. But this is real life. And I think a lot more Sainik schools, a lot more youngsters will get exposed at a young age and will make them what hopefully we are today.
It's an affordable opportunity for most of the lowly placed people. So I think it's a great interest if they increase the number of schools and provide opportunity to those who cannot afford in the civil.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir. The conversation has been very energetic so far. I only wish that this chat never ended. We will definitely keep this conversation going. But for now, we must depart, and we depart only to meet again. Sir, I'm very happy to share that even the youngest of the lot, roll number 5011, Ajit Abhishek Hiramat is also, and his batchmates are also in the call. So your message, your words have truly trickled down to the last Ajit that is standing today. So thank you so much for that. I now request Gopal Hasu sir to deliver the closing remarks.
Akshay, Shashikant has joined or not?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Friends, I think it has been a great get together, though virtually. And one of the greatest lessons from the school each one of us has learned in our lives is to be extremely secular in what we do. Probably, I think the secular feeling that we have, cutting across the geographies, cutting across caste, communities, creed, is the greatest strength the school has given to us. I think we need to cherish it because, as Captain Gopi rightly said, that this is the need of the hour for everybody to come together to uplift everybody else. We can't have divisions within us. Saying these few words, I think we must salute the memories of our school, our teachers, our principals, our headmasters, our drill instructors, everybody who was associated with bringing us up in those very formative years. Thank you once again. I would like to say that Shashikant Kulgod, who actually has played a very important role in getting us all together, is unfortunately not there. I think the medical emergency, there was supposed to be a surgery that was to take place where he was supposed to be involved in doing it or getting it done. And a very ebullient team of Asit Kumar Vidyarthi. Can you raise your hand at least? Asit.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Yeah, Asit. That is
Thank you,
Asit
sir.
Kumar Vidyarthi. Santosh Hombal.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, Santosh Hombal. Santosh Tilgur. He has one fantastic studio in his house. I think it is worth visiting because the AAA 21, which we organized last year, was held from that studio where more than about 4,000 to 5,000 Ajits participated, and a 2-day program. Then we have Akshay Patil, the young boy whom you saw, the very confident and extremely energetic.
Yeah.
And we have Umesh Sajnar, I think is not on the screen, who did a lot of efforts in timely communication and building visibility of the event among different batches. We have Santosh Bablad and Dr. Kirti Mane for their valuable inputs in designing the flow of the conversation. All Ajit batch representatives and Ajits who have participated in this. Last but not the least, the most important people today, the first batch, the first passing out batch. When we see you, we get energized and we feel so happy interacting with each one of you. And every day is a learning lesson, either reading about your articles or seeing you speak. It gives us that maverick boldness, courage to do things that we intend to do. We are extremely grateful to each one of you. We are also extremely grateful to Mr. Kale sir. He's not on the screen, but let me tell you that he's 90 plus. Still, his voice is as metallic as it used to be in the school. He is still extremely well connected with the school and keeps guiding the Ajits very well all through the year. And recently he was hospitalized, but thanks to the good care taken by Mr. Bhaskar Kale, Colonel Bhaskar Kale and his children and family, he is back home again, hale and healthy. And it was a very good news to hear about him. We also mourn the loss of a couple of our own Ajits, some of them who have died due to COVID, and many others, seniors who have passed away in this period. We mourn for them. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you, Dr. Vijay Bajaj, especially because I think it is now, what time is it?
It is 10 to 2 in the morning.
10 to 2 in the morning, and tomorrow is Sunday for you. Tomorrow is a working day for us. So thank you once, one and all. I think the last part of the program.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Santosh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Dear Ajit, we hope you all enjoyed this rendezvous with the glorious first batch. I certainly did enjoy every bit of it. Please do share your thoughts with us and continue to support events in future with the same josh and vigor.
And,
gentlemen, please
yeah,
rise
one
attention
second,
as we
one
play
second.
our
Akshay, 1 second.
Yes,
Ashok Dalwai is formulating the AAA structure. So through this platform, I appeal to all Ajits to help him do it quite quickly. Put your inputs. He's doing a vast round of consultations across sectors, across professions, and he's involving everybody from the junior most to the senior most. We look forward to your active participation in this process. Maybe by 2022 or 23, we have a highly good structured AAA, Ajit Alumni Association. Long live the association. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
I
Gopal.
request everyone to kindly rise in attention as we play our national anthem.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय जय जय
Thank you once again. This is roll number 4134, Akshay Patil signing off. Ajit hai, Abit hai, and Jai Hind.
Jai Hind.
Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you.
Okay, buddies.
Thank you, Akshay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
ಹೌದಾ ತುಂಬಾ ಹೈರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಹೊಸ ಪಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ
ಅಲ್ಲ.
ಹ್ಞೂ ಸರ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ